What's up, you guys? My name is Ebony, and I am here to encourage women and uplift women to be the best version of themselves, to live their best lives the best that they can. So, I'm coming on here because I didn't know what to talk about, right? But I just knew I needed to talk about something. So this is gonna be new. I'm starting a new series. We're in Libra season. Happy birthdays to all my Libras. I love you guys. I love y'all so much. I love y'all energy. And come to find out, I'm actually Libra moon. So I feel all of you guys' energies. My father was a Libra. So I feel all that energy from you guys. So yes, happy birthday, happy Libra season, everybody. I know you guys are feeling the energy. I feel it. I felt the change immediately. And I had to look at the calendar like yesterday. I'm like, wait a minute, I feel a different shift in energy here. So I looked at the calendar. I'm like, oh my gosh, we are out of Virgo season, which I love Virgos too. But it gives you different energies for each season. I always say that, guys. Utilize the energies of the seasons of what's out there. Virgo season, Leo season, Sag season, Libra season. Utilize it all. So this season right now that we're in is Libra season. It's all about justice. It's about justice. It's about balance. And I've been feeling that way definitely in this energy. So I'm super, super excited. But yes, my name is Ebony. I am rather new here to YouTube. And my channel is all about encouraging and uplifting women and men if you're here. But I'm a woman, so I specialize in things that I've went through as a person and as a woman, from young to adulthood. And I just want to encourage women to live their best lives that they can through in healing. And I do that by basically, I want to speak to you all about things that I've gone through, and hopefully it can encourage you, uplift you, show that we're all interconnected in some kind of way, and hopefully inspire you in some kind of way and let you know that you're not alone out there. Because I was actually just talking to a sister just the other day recently, and excuse me guys, my button came a little unloose. I was just speaking to a sister recently on the phone just a couple of days ago, not even like a day ago, and we was talking about death. And actually, okay, so let me rewind. It's deep how I know this sister. So I know this sister because she lost her brother, and I was friends with her brother, right? So this is storytelling time, guys. So I'm getting comfortable here, and I'm a little nervous. I ain't gonna lie, but I feel like I can be like that with you guys. I'm nervous. It's all new to me, this on camera thing, but it's something that I've really been wanting to do, and just basically, encourage. And she inspired me because it was just amazing how we interconnected in such a way, and how we uplifted each other without even knowing that that was going to happen in our conversation. So I knew this sister because her brother passed away, and I was there when he passed away. His name was, well, I don't even need to say his name, but I didn't know him for long. That's what even makes it so much crazier. I didn't know this brother for long. He was very young. He passed away in 2020. And I was in Atlanta at the particular time. And he passed away at Lake Lanier. And beautiful, beautiful spirit, young man. Such a beautiful spirit. And excuse me guys, let me just change this real quick. But just such a beautiful, beautiful spirit, young man. And we took a boat trip that he invited me to. Like I said, I didn't even know him for long. I met him in an Uber, which makes it even more insane. I met him driving Uber. I was actually driving Uber, and I met him, and we just clicked. And it wasn't a sexual thing, He was much younger than me, very much younger than me. I have this tendency to attract younger men. I don't know what it is in my age, and I attract men like 15, 20 years younger than me because I look so much younger than my particular age. So, but we were just talking in the Uber, and I was telling him about my nonprofit organization and what I do, and he was telling me about what he does and his music, and he was just such a light. And he invited me, and at the time it was like my birthday was coming up soon. And he was like, why don't you come? We're going with some friends of ours. You know, we're going to the lake, and we're going for a boat party, and I would love for you to come. And I'm like, I don't know. And he just stayed on me. He was like, I can get you for your birthday. I can get you a hotel room. I work at the hotels. I can get you a suite for you and your friends. And I was like, dang, that's crazy, because this year I really wanted to do like a hotel party, you know? And he was like, yeah, he was like, you know, come to my boat party, to my friends. It was his friend's birthday boat party. He was like, come, you know, things like that. And this is not even the topic of the video, but I just want to tell you how deep this shit is. So I go, fast forward, I decide to go. And I go, and I so don't relate to any of his friends. Like, his friends was nothing like him, put it like that, nothing. The energy was just off. It was whack as hell. I was not feeling any of his friends at all. It was guys there, girls there, and they were all his age, but he was the most mature one, you know, and his spirit just stood out. So I was there for him in particular. And we go, and we're on this boat, right? And his friend is like urging him on. And I think I don't know who this message might be for, that I'm telling this story, because this wasn't even the topic of my video, but this might just help someone out there. But it was just deep, because we're on this boat, everybody's having a good time, they're drinking, they're partying. They had been drinking way before I got there. I was a little late, and he walked and met me and everything from where you park, and it was far. He walked by himself and came and got me and met me and everything. So I get there, and they're like wasted. They're like already in their own little vibe. And I'm just like, okay, which is cool. I understand, you know, we're all having a good time. Everybody's having a good time. You know, that's what happens. You get drunk, Lake Lanier party, birthday party, lake. They on the boat, you know, so we meet them. The boat ain't go out yet. So I got there just in time before the boat was supposed to go out, right? So y'all, we get on this fucking boat, and we're out. Now we're way out. Mind you, I'm still not feeling the vibe. I'm not feeling these people. I'm just like, I'm here for Bentley. Oh, I said his name. I guess it was Matt. Anyway, I love you. Anyway, you know, we're on this boat, and we go out. And he's trying to make me feel as comfortable as possible. He's coming over. Are you okay, Ebony? You know, anything you need? Are you good? I'm like, I'm straight. You know, I'm doing my thing. I'm like, I'm chilling. You know, I'm just quiet in the cut. You know, I'm like, I'm chilling. I'm looking at the vibes of the people, you know, and everything. And they start talking about the water and how they want to get in and swim, you know. And I was just like, oh, okay. So I was like, I'm good. And they was like, you don't want to get in and swim? I was like, nah, I don't swim in this water. And he was like, why? I was like, because I had an incident, which I did, at Lake Lanier. And it's deep, because I just heard from another sister that they had a Lake Lanier, it's a documentary out right now for it. I have not seen it, you know, as of yet, but I had researched it after this particular incident. But I had been out there previously, a couple of years previous to this. That's what makes it even more deeper. And I was out there on a boat party for my niece's birthday, and we had a blast. I was having a great time, things like that, getting drunk. It was a bunch of us, and we're on a boat. And at Lake Lanier, they do not give you they give you a few instructions on how to work the boat, but they don't have somebody out there that goes with you that's an expert. They literally say, okay, who's gonna be the one driving the boat? That person, of course, can't drink. This is how you work the boat. 1, 2, 3, this is how you do it. At the time, it was my niece's boyfriend, who was a particular person, rewinding back to when I was out there. He was the one that drove the boat, you know? And so he gave quick little instructions, you know, so we're out there. Mind y'all, I'm going back to when I was out there, where I told them I didn't go in the water, why I wasn't going in the water. And they're like, get in the water. Going back to to the story of Bentley, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, I was trying not to tell the story. I'm just like, leave me alone. I'm good. I'm not getting in that water. So going back to the story, why I didn't get in the water, right, y'all? So we're out there, my niece's party. This is a couple of years before 2020. And so we're out there, and I fall off. I fall off the boat. And this was around the time that Usher's son passed away in that same water. And I go up, and I fell in water. Being drunk, you know, off the chain. We was having off the chain, you know, at the time. I was a lot younger then, you know, but I was still older, but, you know, so that's not an excuse. Anyways, I get in the water, fall in. The boat is going fast. I fall in. And y'all, I literally felt energies taking me down. As soon as I felt in that bitch, I ain't gonna lie to you. I felt those energies in that water, y'all. I felt that shit. I don't give a fuck what nobody say, okay? Excuse my language. But this is how I talk. So if y'all don't like it, you know, please get on, because I'm just being me. I gotta just be me. And this is how I talk. I got a potty mouth. A little bit of a potty mouth. I'm a New Yorker, so I got a potty mouth. But anyway, I fall in the water and I feel these energies. Literally, I felt like it was energies taking my legs and pulling me down. I will never forget it. I will never forget this experience, y'all. And I thought I was gonna die that day. I literally thought I was gonna die that day. So I'm in there and I hear my niece screaming, my auntie, oh my God, my auntie, she's in the water. And I can't swim that good. I can just survive, I say, which is doggy paddle. I'm not like the best swimmer at all. In my mind, I can swim. But I can't swim like that. I can survive, is what I say. I can survive. I don't get in the water. I do know how to doggy paddle. You know what I'm saying? I know how to keep my head up and float in that bitch. So I'm in there, y'all, and I'm terrified, son. Like, I'm like, oh my God, this is it. I literally felt like that was it. I ain't gonna lie. And I'm feeling these energies, and I hear my niece screaming, my auntie, turn the boat around, turn the boat around, turn the boat around. So they turn around, and I can like hear, that's what's so crazy, in the boat, they was trying to get the boat to come, right? So, but it wouldn't, the way the waves were in Lake Lanier, the boat would not go close enough to me to get me. It kept going back. Every time he was driving the boat closer, the boat kept floating backwards. So my niece's boyfriend's brother jumps in, and it was deep how he came. He wasn't supposed to be there that day, but his mother said, you need to go. You need to go with them. He was the one, we was like, we don't want him to come. He's annoying. She was like, no, I don't care. He needs to go. He's the only one that used to be a lifeguard. He know how to swim. He going. We all had dates except him. And he had a crush on me. So he came, and thank God he did that day. God is something else, the way he be working stuff out, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. He came that day. He jumped in that water for me with no life jacket on, nothing. None of us thought to put on life jackets in that water on that boat. They don't tell you that either. They just tell you, oh, the life jackets are here. I don't even remember, now that I think back, they never told us where the life jackets were. Anyway, he jumps in and he's trying to get me. He's swimming to me. He gets to me. He's fighting off, you know, the waves. He gets to me and he's like, you good, come on. We're gonna get back to the boat. And I'm like, I'm scared. I'm up here like, and I'm panicking. I start panicking. I'm like, he's like, Ebony, stop fucking panicking. Stop fucking panicking. I'm like, I'm panicking. I'm like, now all my little that I was doing when I was by myself just goes down the drain. I'm like, at this point, and he's like, bow. He smacks the shit out of me. Get it together. I need you to get it together before we both die. And I'm like, okay. He's like, come on, I need you to go back to your float. Go back to your float in. He's like, they're going to come back and get us. We're going to be all right. Every time the boats kind of come back, it would get further and further. I was like, why is it getting further and further? Y'all, I was like, we are going to die out here. the boat kept getting further. He's like, calm down, Eb, calm down. It was this little, like, thing where you can grab on like a rock. And he was like, I'm gonna get you to the rock. If I could just get you to the rock, you'll be okay. So we stayed out there for a while. Sorry, y'all. I'm just tearing because I'm having a flashback of that shit because it was very, very traumatizing. And I'm out there and I'm like, you know, he's like, I'm gonna just get you to the rock. I'm like, why that boat is getting further from us, yo? Why it's not coming to us? Why it's getting further? He was like, it's the waves. And I kept feeling, y'all, these energies in that water trying to take me down. I don't care what nobody say. I kept feeling it. It was trying to drag me. It was like, drag both of us. So the boat kept getting further and further and further. He's like, yo, just calm down, calm down. He's staying calm. It's both of us. Next thing you know, it was 4:44 on the clock, y'all. As Shays, I'm looking at the clock right now. It's 4:44. Blessings. New beginnings, blessings. Thank you. So he's like, it's gonna be okay. So he tells me, I'm gonna get you to the rock, da da da. So he's like trying to help me get to this rock so I can hold on. Cause he's like, you can't swim, I can. So next thing you know, the waves get bigger and bigger and bigger. And we're getting further and further away from the boat. The boat's getting further and further away from us. I start tripping. He's like, calm down, calm down. So he gets me there. He's like, I'm getting out of breath. I'm like, you getting out of breath? He's holding me. And I'm like, he's like, try your best to try to swim as much as you can. I'm like, you're getting out of breath. What about you? What about you? He gets me there, right? No, he didn't get me there. I'm lying. He didn't get me there. Somebody jumps off the boat. Another person jumps off the boat, which was which was my niece's roommate's boyfriend at the time. I always forget about him, that he was there, but he actually was the one that was a big pivot. How can I forget about him? You know, there's just so much going on that day. He jumps in, but he jumps in with a life jacket on, you know? And he was the only smart one, I guess. He jumps in with the life jacket on. He starts swimming. And he's big, you know? We were small. And you know, my niece's boyfriend's brother was small too, very small guy. This guy was big. He put on a life jacket. He jumps in, and he's swimming to us, right? So he gets to me, and he's like, get her to that rock. Just get her to that rock. I'm gonna be good, man. I'm gonna be good. He's like, nah, I ain't gonna leave you. He like, leave me, man. You can't take both of us. He's like, you only got one life jacket. You can't take both of us. Just get her there. Get her there safely. So he was like, you sure, man? He's like, yes, you can't take both of us. All three ain't gonna make it. So he takes me, and I make it to the rock, and I hold on to the rock. He was like, I'm gonna come back and get you. That's what he told. He was like, all right. He make it to the rock. Next thing you know, my niece's boyfriend's brother, the one who was originally out there with me, the waves start making him go further and further out. That motherfucking water ain't no joke, y'all. It makes him go further and further out. He's like trying to swim. Mind you, he's a master swimmer. He used to be a lifeguard. He trying to fight that shit. His brother jumps in now because he sees his brother is in trouble. His brother jumps in, which is my niece's boyfriend. He jumps in the water now. And he starts, you know, swimming to him. He's like, nah, my brother, hell nah, da-da-da. So now we all in this water. I'm safe. I'm on a rock. I'm holding on. Somebody took the wheel of the boat because he jumped in to get his brother. So now we all up in there. We all out there. So boy with the vest, he going out to get both of them. And his brother did have a life jacket on, but he went back and he got him. They got back on the boat, and they all came and they got me as I'm holding on. They got me back on that boat. I say all of that to say we survived, y'all. And it was only by the grace of God. That water out there ain't no joke in Lake Lanier. So let's fast forward to 2020 when that shit happened. I'm on this boat again. I'm having flashbacks, y'all. I had vowed never to go back out there to Lake Lanier after that happened. I had vowed to myself, I ain't going back out there. And I did for Bentley because he really, really wanted me to go. And I never told him what happened. He really wanted me to go. And I was like, I will do it for you, you know, because we had been talking on the phone. He became a friend, you know, in a short amount of time. And he was just such a great spirit. And he is a great spirit. So I go out there, so fast forward back to where I'm telling you, so we're back on this boat and I'm having all of these flashbacks. And they're like, get in the water. These people I don't know. Why you ain't getting in? We all gonna get in. We all gonna get in. I'm like, nah, I don't get in. I'm straight. I ain't getting in. Y'all shouldn't get in either. And if y'all do, y'all need to put on life jackets. If y'all do, I'm telling them. I'm like, they like, why? Why are you so adamant? So I did a quick tell. I said, well, when I went in a couple of years ago, I was here at the same place. For my niece's birthday, I almost didn't make it. And all of us almost didn't make it. I said, but we were saved by the grace of God. I said, so I don't fuck with it. You know, I said, I really don't even want to be out here, but I'm out here for my friend, you know. They was like, man, get over that shit, man. That's some bullshit. I'm like, nah, this shit real. It's energies in that water. People die in that water. They like, man, fuck that shit. Bentley, you coming in here? He like, yeah. I'm like, Bentley, don't go in there. I looked him straight in his eyes. I said, don't go in there. He said, why? You a scared cat? They said to him. You gonna listen to her, man? You gonna listen to that bullshit? What she's saying? Don't go in there. Don't go in there. Sorry, y'all. I live in the city, so it's a lot of noise. And they like, you being a punk, man. We all gonna get in there. You gonna be a punk. You need to be the first one to go in there. Da-da-da. He like, I ain't scared. They said, show us then. Show us you ain't scared. If you ain't really scared, show us. I said, Bentley, fuck what they say. Let them get in there. Let them get in. They said, we will get in there. We will get in there. We ain't scared of shit. I said, well, then y'all get in there then. Don't force him to get in there. They said, nah, Bentley being a punk. He being a punk. And then the girls joined in. Yeah, Bentley, why don't you get in there? And this one guy that's supposed to be his best friend, let me tell y'all about spirits, who you call your friends, is supposed to be his best friend, kept urging him on. He was like, man, you being a real pussy. You need to get, you acting da-da-da. And Bentley was like, nah, I ain't. He was like, show me then. Show me then. Since you think, you know, since you talking all of this, show me. Bentley was like, I ain't scared of shit. I said, Bentley, please. I grabbed him. I said, please don't go in there. Please don't. Please don't. He's like, Eb, I'm gonna be good. I can swim. He said, I can swim. I said, even the best of swimmers don't survive in there. He said, man, Eb, I'm good. He said, man, I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna show you, man. He said, show me then, because you got all of this talk, man. Show me, man. What can you do? Because you talking all this shit. You think, man, you whatever. You a pussy. He like, nah, I ain't. He said, well then, let you be the first one to get in that shit since you talking all this shit. Bentley said, man, I ain't scared of nothing. You know, I ain't never been scared of nothing. So Bentley goes to the edge. I'll never forget it. He goes right to the edge of that water. Oops, excuse me, y'all. He goes right to the edge, right? I'm sitting there on the docks, on the boat, like in the cut. I'm like, please don't do it, Ben. He's like, I'm gonna be good. I promise you. He looks over at me, just like that. He looks over at me, and he goes, and drops right in. Literally, drops right in the water. Everybody's like, he did it, he did it, he did it. Next thing you know, he don't come up. We like, Bentley, he don't come up. He don't even start swimming, nothing. He don't come up. I start screaming, Bentley, Bentley, Bentley. Off the water, I'm screaming his name. Where is he at? Everybody starts screaming, oh my God, he's not coming up. We don't see him, we don't see him, we don't see him. Where is he, where is he? I'm like, somebody help us, somebody help us. I scream. They're like, he's good, he's good. His boy, his same whole boy. He good, he can swim, he good. I said, he ain't even come up yet. Next thing you know, we start panicking. Everybody starts panicking. One of this girl, I'll never forget it, she jumps in. I was like, I can't swim, and I already know that water. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't, y'all. She jumps in, brave girl. She starts swimming, trying to find him. Billy, Billy, screaming. Another girl jumps in. None of the guys. And that deep, that same guy that was urging him on never jumped in that water. All the girls jumped in. Another guy jumped in that was on that boat. Everybody jumped in. And then they came back to the boat. Because it almost took them in. They couldn't take it. They swam back to the boat. The boat was going further just the same way. It was like I was having deja vu. To this day, then we seen another boat of strangers. And we was like, our friend is in there. He's in there. My friend, we haven't seen him. He's in there. These white guys, they're like, what? They don't even know it's from Adam. Brave souls. One guy jumps in. He said, I'm a master swimmer. Jumps in. He starts swimming. Looking for him. Swimming. He starts getting taken over. I was like, oh my God. I start flipping. I'm thinking the guy's gonna die. I'm like, oh my God. He's supposed to be a master swimmer. This particular guy said, I'm a master swimmer. That water is no joke, y'all. That water is no joke. He came back to his boat. His friend got him. He said, man, I couldn't do it. I almost went under more. I couldn't do it. I can't find him. We all start screaming. I'm calling 911. We're all on the phone calling 911. We don't know what to do. We couldn't get back. Needless to say, we called. When we got back, finally, they came out. Bentley was gone. Just that quick. My friend was gone. That fucking quick. Because he was trying to prove to so-called friends that he can do what he brave. And like I said, this is not even what this story is about. I just felt like maybe called to tell it. I don't know. So that day, it was just horrible. It was a horrible fucking day. Needless to say. And I go back home. They question all of us. I told them the truth. I didn't know none of these people. I didn't have to hold nothing back. I had no reason. I didn't know none of them. I told them the truth. I said he was egged on. And he went out there and went into that water. So that day is when I met his sister over the phone. I wasn't there when she came to the scene. I had left already. And she called me. She got my number, I don't know, from somebody, or I left my number. I can't remember exactly how it went. But let me pour some water. Anyway, I got Brittany's number.
I checked you guys on Southwest Interfax so much shampoo and check back. He gets it.
Well, I should say she got my number. And we talked, and I told her everything. And she said, thank you, because we're trying to get to the point and down to what happened. And I told her everything. On top of telling her how sorry I was that happened. And my condolences, they still hadn't found Bentley's body. They did find it later. A couple of days later, they found him. But fast forwarding to now, it took a lot for me to deal with that, guys. I used to have nightmares. I was the last face he saw. I mean, I had a lot of trauma, and I never got therapy for that, you know? I've had a lot of loss in my life, guys, and that's something we'll talk about in this series of healing. I'm going to do a whole series of just healing, you know? In this Libra season of justice and balance for this season, and yeah, I never got therapy for that. So anyway, me and Brittany, you know, we just talked for hours that day. And you know, I had checked on her since, you know, would text her every now and then. I would just text her, check on her, see how she was doing, because Bentley always talked about his sister, how tight they were. I remember that, how close they were. And so I felt like I knew her, even though I didn't even know him that long. But in the short conversations that we did have, in the minimum of time we did have together, he always mentioned her and how close they were, how much he really adored his sister, and how much we reminded each other of each other, you know? He would always say, "Mommy, of my sister so much, your spirit, your soul, your energy, like, it just reminds me so much of her." And I'm looking for my chain. I don't have my chain on. My stone. Anyway, recently, let's fast forward to like literally the other day. It was deep. I'm doing yoga at the park. I'm meditating. I'm in like deep, deep meditation. And I'm at the park, and it's like near the bay out here where I live, and the boats and water and the yachts, it's just absolutely beautiful. And the trees, it's just amazing. And I'm out there and I'm in deep meditation. I had just got done my yoga session, and yeah, I heard him. He talked to me. He came to me, and this is 2024. He's come to me before, but it was rather deep this particular time. I've been a little off my dean past couple of years, going through my own thing, and yeah, he came to me. It was very, very clear. Lately, I've been back on my dean heavy, y'all. And he came to me and he spoke to me. And it was deep because when I was in that meditation before he spoke to me, I just thought about him out the blue, and I said, "Damn, why did that have to happen to you, Bentley? I'm so sorry that happened to you. I'm so, 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 so sorry that happened to you. Of all people, this beautiful spirit." And I don't know, he just came to me out the blue, and I just was like, "I'm so sorry that happened to you." I started crying in the middle of my meditation, and next thing you know, he said, "I'm good, Ab. I'm more than good." It was so clear. He said, "I'm more than good." And I said, I just stopped in the midst of my crying and meditation. I just stopped. And he started continuing to talk to me. He said, "I'm all right. I'm good." And he started laughing in his laugh that he always laughed. He said, "I need you to do me a favor." He was like, "I need you to tell my sister that I'm good. Tell her I'm more than good. Tell my sister." That's all he kept saying. And I'm like, "What?" And myself, he's like, "Tell my sister that I'm good. Please. You're the only one that can do it." I'm like, at the time, and this was just the other day, I'm like, I don't even remember his sister's name. I couldn't even remember her name, no lie, let alone her number. And mind you, this is like 3 phones later. I have a new number, everything. This is years later. This is 2024. This is 4 years later. And I'm like, what? So I'm like, okay. Hold on, guys, sorry. And so I kept talking to him. I'm like, "Sure." He's like, "Yeah, I need you to do it for me, and please do it for me." So I'm looking through my phone, and I'm like, but I know, you know how if you have an iPhone, numbers download. So I'm like, I don't even remember her number. I remember her name, let alone. I'm like, what do I look? I'm looking up Courtney. I'm like trying to remember her name. I'm like, it's Courtney. Da-da-da. And it was like a knee, and I was like, it's been so long, you know? And just life has happened to me, life. And so I'm like going through, I'm like, what was her name? What was her name? I'm like, "Bentley, help me to remember her name." I start asking him, I'm like, "Help me to remember her name. Help me to find her number. Help me to remember her name. Help me to find her. Help me to find her." I'm searching, and it clicked. Brittany. I'm like, "Brittany, that's it, Brittany." It it clicked. It was him. He told me her name was. And I looked, and I had different Britneys on my phone. I'm like, okay, this helps. So I'm like, okay, Bentley, help me. So I'm going through the Britneys, and I'm like, okay, I'm looking through the numbers and that. So it was one that I just felt. I don't know. It was him. I just felt that. I said, I'm gonna try this one. So I texted her. I said, is this Bentley's sister? And I didn't know what was gonna happen. I waited. 10 minutes passed. I'm walking out. I wrapped up my mat. I'm walking. I'm like, Bentley. I'm talking to him. I'm like, Bentley, I did what you told me to do. You know, I did what you told me to do. He's like, thank you, thank you, thank you. He just kept saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. He just kept saying, thank you, thank you. I said, she's gonna think I'm crazy. He just kept saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. I get a response back, bing. I'm like, I look. She's like, yes, who is this? I'm like, I could not believe it. When I say, y'all, that they ain't gone. She said, yes, who is this? And I said, I texted her back, I said, this is Ebony. See, and she remembered me. I said, this is Ebony. I said, Bentley told me to tell you. I'm gonna see if I see, oh, you guys have my phone. I said, Bentley told me, came to me, I said I was in deep meditation and doing yoga, and Bentley told me to tell you that he's good, that he's more than good. I said, I'm sorry if this brings out any hurt or anything to you. I'm so sorry, but I just had to obey. And I sent it to her. And then right after that, I heard him say, and my mother. And I remember she was close to his mother. He was close to his mother. That he always talked about his mother too. So I said, and someone came in your mother. And then I said, why did you say that? And he said, because she's with me. So I said, I text back. I said, and your mother. I text that after. I said, and your mother. Tell her that too. And she texts me back. And she says, unfortunately, my mother passed a year ago. I cannot make this shit up, y'all. He said, because she's with me. She said that. I said, when I read that, I said, I'm so sorry for your loss. I said, if you ever need to talk or anything, please call me. I'd love to just talk to you if you're up to it. She texted me back like 30 minutes later, if that. I got back to my house. Walked back to my house. I see I'm preparing dinner. She says, when can you talk? I said, well, my schedule, I gave her my schedule. I said, well, actually, I'm available tonight if you like. And it was pretty late. I said, I'm a night owl, you know. I'm available if you like to talk tonight. Why not, you know? She said, sure. I'll give you a call in a couple of minutes. Give me like a little bit and I'll give you a call. My face, right? She calls me, y'all. And I asked God before she called me, I said, God, give me the words to say. I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't even know how this conversation's going to go. But give me the words to say. She calls me. And when I tell you, we stayed on the phone for like 3.5 hours. This sister's spirit was the same. It was even more beautiful. I gave my condolences to her mother. She told me how she's just been through so much and she's been looking for a sign with her own health. She just coming from the hospital a couple of days before. She said she hadn't thought about Bentley. She said, I think about him all the time, you know, but she had been thinking about her mom because her mom just recently passed. And she said, but I've been going through, she has sickle cell and Bentley has sickle cell, which I didn't even know. And she says, I just was looking for something, a sign, and then when you sent me this, she said, I thought it was a spam at first, but then she said, I get a lot of spam texts. She's She said, but I knew it wasn't a spam because you said my brother's name so clearly. She said, and I get people that text me all the time every now and then out the blue just to check on me. You know, that was my brother's friends. She said, but this just felt different. And I just had to respond. And I tell you, we stayed on the phone. She told me about her mother's passing and how it had been so hard on her. How her mother passed from cancer. It had been so hard on her. And I told her, Bentley said specifically that they're together and that they're good. And then we wound up talking about everything else. Like my life, and the deep thing about it, y'all, is that the conversation went so long that I wound up telling her about everything that I've been through, how I moved to a whole nother state, and how I've been through domestic violence, and all of my issues, and it was so beautiful. And the one thing that she said, and that's why what brings us back full circle for this conversation, the one thing that she said was that, thank you for sharing, because I told her about all the loss that I had lost my past fiance in 2010. His mother passed first in 2008, and how they were best friends. And I went through the same thing, mother and son passing, and that they were very close. That was my heart's, my best friend. She said, wow, I didn't know that. She couldn't have, of course. We didn't even know each other. We hadn't even met each other in person. And she goes, wow,